you before we actually go to a hands-on activity. Do you guys know what this is from the reading? Can you close your laptops? It's a validity condition. Right. So it's not like you're not allowed to use this method unless the validity is, you've already checked the condition that it's been met. For example, in the case of assuming it's going to be bell-shaped and using a bell-shaped distribution, the normal distribution, you have to have a large enough data set. And they give you conditions of what large enough means. They're rules of thumb. And so unless you have that, you're not allowed to make those conditions. If you keep going on into the next class 376, which is a wonderful class, they'll give you more conditions of ways to check if your data looks normal or not, even if it's a small sample set. But for right now, you can actually look at the data, see if it's normal. When you do the histogram, you can see if the data set is large enough. So those are conditions that have to be checked. You might forget this. How many of you are going into STEM fields? Nobody. Okay.
This is a non-STEM only class.
Huh?
This is a non-STEM only class.
Really?
206Y.
Unless you count our engineering tracks.
206Y.
That's a shame, because I think if you're going to go into actually doing STEM, this would be the way to learn it.
Because it's not like qualified yet.
Yeah.
We'll get it there. You guys are actually learning a ton faster than what I've seen when I directly use the formulas. Because when I use the formulas, students can't understand why I'm using them. So when you understand the why behind it, it makes it a lot easier to understand what's going on.
Yeah,
well,
I like this.
I love this.
I'm mathematically challenged, so like this is good.
No, you're not mathematically challenged. It hasn't been directed at you, right? The correct.
That's a good point, but well.
See, I was fine with math. This I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the first stills come in and I texted the students and I asked, did you like math before? No, I didn't, ma'am. I didn't like math before. Really? Because this looks wonderful. So I'm seeing a difference already. So this is actually an important thing. The reason I asked you that is data is kind of ruling the world right now. And so it's kind of unavoidable for you to go into any discipline without knowing how to handle data. That's why you have this as a required class. And the important thing is you might forget all these little things like this validity condition. If that's the case, go to someone that's a card-carrying statistician or has expertise in that so they remember to do these things. They're little things. So I showed you that step per day paper I wrote with Major Adams. That in that paper, he went through that, it was NHANES data. They put accelerometers on people and we collected steps per day and all those people. But he checked those validity conditions for every statistical method that he was working on. And in that paper, he has exactly, you cannot use this here because the validity conditions did not work held up. And so one of the co-authors who was an exercise physiologist asked us, but you're the first people to actually say that. Other people have done it without checking those validity conditions. Well, because they're not statisticians, right? The statistician will tell you, you're not supposed to do this. So I was going to show you that, but I'm going to leave that off because I'm getting tired of me talking. So there's an example in your book of a two-sided test. So what I'd like you to do right now is just read through the example 1.5 in your book, and then I'm going to ask you some questions to see if you got it.